Welcome back to another episode of The Evolution, the Transformative Podcast, your go-to podcast for unlocking the limitless power of your energy and mindset. I'm Jevon, also known as Mr. Raise the Vibes, your personal growth coach dedicated to transforming the way you think, feel, and experience life. If you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you would please subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram at RaiseTheVibe_. So, to start off this episode here, I gotta tell you guys a story. Right. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a background about your boy right here, man. And growing up, I was a kid, right? I was a troubled kid. I like to think that all of us kids were troubled kids, but maybe I was a little bit more trouble, right? And there'd be times where I knew what was expected of me. I knew that I wasn't supposed to do something, right? Perfect example. My parents aren't home, and my mother used to tell me, don't open up the door for nobody, and don't leave this house when nobody's home. And I'm like, okay, Mom. And this was a reoccurring thing. Every time she would have to leave and go to work, and I'd have to be there by myself for whatever the reason would be, she made it very clear to me that under no circumstances am I supposed to open the door for anybody or to leave the house. So one day, Mom's just going at work, and my neighbor ends up coming over, and he just wanted to go play basketball. That was it. Nothing crazy, right? Just kids being kids. It's summertime. It's hot out. I don't want to be cooped up inside. He doesn't want to be cooped up inside. So he came over and asked if we could go play some basketball, right? Asked me to go play with him. Now, keep in mind, I know what my mother said. And to be honest, I didn't think it was reasonable. Why do I gotta stay in the house while everybody else gets to go outside and ride their bikes and go play around in the neighborhood, and little old me had to sit it out? So you know what? I'm like, let's run it. Let's go play some hoop. So I ended up leaving the house. Going around the corner, we went over to the basketball court. All the neighborhood kids are out. It's hot. It's the middle of the summer. This is back. And what year was it? This is probably 2000s. Talk about 2006, 7. This is the 2000s, right? So we some kids still, right? We're not even teenagers. So yeah, man, we just out there doing what kids do, running around, having some fun. And then, sure enough, I'm out there having a blast. I lose track of time. Next thing you know, I start to realize it get dark. And it's probably around like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And I'm like, damn, I gotta go back home. I wasn't supposed to leave. So I end up going back home, right? And as soon as I get outside the crib, I see Mom's car, and I'm like, fuck. Keep in mind, I ain't having no phone at the time, so they like she could call me and find out where I'm at. So I end up going inside, and let me tell you, actually, I was about to tell you a lie and say that was the last time I disobeyed my mother's orders, but it wasn't. But she made it a point to let it be known that what she says is the law. And no matter how much I tried to explain to her it wasn't my fault, she wasn't buying it, okay? And that was pretty much just me as a kid. Anytime I got in trouble for something, I was so quick to say it wasn't my fault and why everybody else had something to do with it, right? Whether it was I got suspended from the basketball team because the principal came in and realized I didn't do my homework. Well, I'm over here pointing all the fingers. I wasn't the only one that didn't do my homework. Or I get in trouble for laughing in class, being a disruption. And I said, he made me laugh. Or anytime I got mad at my brother and I caused a big old fuss, it was always he made me. And I was that kid that constantly pointed the fingers, especially in school. And I remember it was in 5th grade. One of my teachers, he told me this line, and it stuck with me to this day. And you might have heard this already, but the thing he used to always tell me is, Jevon, you need to accept responsibility for your actions. And I just did not know what the hell he was talking about. I didn't comprehend that statement at all. Because again, I'm a little 5th grader, like 11, 12 years old, however old you are in 5th grade. And you're talking to me about accepting responsibility for my actions. Anytime I'm disturbing the class, it's not my fault. He made me laugh. He was talking to me first. I'm pointing all the fingers or saying they made me mad. That's why I'm acting this way. I was so quick to point the finger and blame somebody else. And then it wasn't until I got older when I realized what he meant. But you got to accept responsibility for your actions. And in this episode, I want to talk about the power that we have to control our response. Because the reality is we are 100% in control of how we respond. 100% of the time. I don't care what you heard. I don't care if it was from your mom, your meemaw, your vava, your grumpy. I don't care who told you any otherwise, right? You are 100% in control of how you respond to anything that happens to you in life, okay? Because the truth is, and this is something that everybody has experienced, okay? People are going to test you just because. Sometimes it might be personal. They just don't like you, so they're going to test you. Sometimes you just might be collateral damage. They don't like the person you're with. And just because you associate with that person, you get looped in this big old mess. And now when they checking and coming for everybody, they coming for you. Right? It's going to be your friends that are going to test you. It's going to be your family that's going to test you. People are going to test you all throughout your life. And it's common sometimes for us to stand up for ourselves and match the energy. Like, you not about to punk me. You not talking to me crazy like that. You got me all types of fucked up, right? It's extremely common for us to feel this way and to have that initial response. Because we're going to match that energy, right? I know we all heard it before. You fight fire with fire, right? Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And the thing is, when you do that, you stoop down to their level, right? Because let's be real, nobody wants to be triggered. Nobody wants to respond negatively. Nobody wants to be pushed to the limit of where now they're acting out of character. We all want our peace. Because at the end of the day, peace is the real flex. You need to protect your peace at all costs, no matter what. And one of the best ways you can do that is practicing distance. Social distancing, right? I know we all remember COVID. It wasn't that long ago. But that's a real thing. Distancing yourself from people is one of the best ways to protect your peace. Because the truth is, you don't have to entertain every situation. You're not required to respond to everything. So when there's people intentionally provoking you, trying to get a response out of you, you walking away and distancing yourself from that situation is the best thing you can do for yourself. Because remember, we need to protect our peace. Let's keep this in mind. Detaching isn't a weakness. It's a form of wisdom. Because not everybody's able to do that. You're not running away from anything. You're making a conscious decision to not pour your energy into what doesn't serve you. Even if it's people. Removing yourself from associating with those people. It's in your when you're in certain environments, you realize that they trigger you to react a certain way. Remove yourself from that environment. Understand that people will show you who they are. And pay attention to the patterns. Forget about the potential, okay? There are certain people that you key in on their potential, but not everybody has that. Not everybody gets that out of you, right? If you're a manager and you're working with people and you have people underneath you that you need to train, focus on their potential, because now you need to uplift them, right? As a person in a position of leadership, you need to build the next leaders, right? But just for your everyday life, your personal relationships, right? Some of those professional ones that are when they're more of your colleague than your superiors, okay? Even your family, right? People are going to show you who they are, and pay attention for the patterns. Do not confuse giving someone the benefit of grace with being deliberately ignorant, because those are two drastically different things. And it's easy to get them confused, because I'm a strong believer in giving people grace, right? You never know what anyone else has going on. What news they might have heard, or what type of day they're having, or what they've got going on internally. So I like to give people the benefit of grace and not to take things too personal. But I'm also not going to be ignorant to the patterns that I recognize. When people are showing you who they are, believe them. Stop turning a blind eye because you want to see the best in people. Because if they wanted to show you their best, they would. And more often than not, they are showing you their best. And if it's not up to par with your standard of how you'd like to engage with people, on how you conduct yourself, then maybe it's best for you to distance yourself from those individuals or those situations. Right? Because it's real easy to become attached to people, right? Because you're around them enough, right? Let's talk about family. You don't choose your family, but you grow up with them. You go to all the same parties. You guys probably live in the same community. You guys all celebrate the holidays together. It's very easy to be attached to people, right? Or people you work with, your colleagues, right? You don't choose who you work with, but they're in such close proximity to you. A lot of people work 40 hours a week. Some work 50 or 60 hours a week. You're around the same people, right? You're around your coworkers more than you're around your family sometimes, right? It's easy to become attached to people just because of proximity, right? But prioritize alignment over attachment, okay? If their energy or their behavior or their mindset doesn't align with where you're headed, release it. Let it go. Let it go, right? Because that's not serving you. That's not helping you get to where you want to be. And not to say we need to use people, but also We need to make sure that no one's misusing us. Right? Think about this, right? You're on a journey of healing yourself, doing all of the work need to be done. But someone close to you likes to gossip. You got a chatty Cathy around you, right? They thrive on gossip and drama. Now, how conducive is it for you and this chatty Cathy to be around, associating with each other, when you know you're on your healing journey and you know what's going to come out of that relationship, right? That is misalignment. You need to distance yourself from that person, okay? Or your romantic partner, right? Your significant other. They don't support your growth. They're constantly talking down on you and your vision and what you want to accomplish in life. Well, unfortunately, you guys aren't in alignment, right? So the best thing you can do is release them from your life. You're not obligated to deal with anybody. You're not obligated to deal with anything that you don't want to. And exercising that freedom that you have, because please understand this and don't get it twisted. It is a privilege to be in your presence. It is an honor. Not everybody deserves that. And you need to act like it. Don't forget who you are. Your mama ain't raised no chump. She ain't raised no sucker. Understand it is a privilege to be around you. And those that take it for granted or don't see the value that you bring don't need to be around you. And if you got friends or coworkers who subtly discourage your progress, they hating on you, right? Guess what? It's misalignment. Delete them. They got to go. Because you have to choose the option that gets you closer to the version of yourself that you're building, right? These are all choices that we have to make. Because we are in control of everything, right? I heard this quote, right? What you're not changing, you're choosing. And I couldn't have said it any better myself. Because every single thing we do, we have a choice. Whether it is what socks we put on, what underwear we put on, right? What shirt we wear, the outfit we put together, what we have for lunch, whether we're packing lunch or buying lunch, what we're going to do tonight, what time we go to bed, how many episodes we're going to watch. Are we even going to watch any episodes? How long are we scrolling on the gram, right? The comments that we leave on people's posts. We always have a choice. And it's important that we choose the option that gets us closest to the version that we're trying to become. Because every decision is a vote towards who you are becoming. It's easy to forget about that. Right? Because the truth is, you attract what you are. Energy is magnetic. And you know I raise the vibes. We're all about positive vibration, right? What you put out into the universe is what you receive. Energy is magnetic. So if you want better, be better. It's that simple, right? Don't wait to find people on your level. Become that. And you will naturally attract the people that are on that level. They say the best way to find other runners is to start running, and you'll run into them. The best way to become a reader is to start reading, and naturally you'll start to realize where all the other readers are and what they're reading. Or if you're someone that wants to get into stocks, guess what? Start trading, and you'll naturally start finding other people that do the same thing. Because we cannot forget, right? We need to raise your frequency, set your standards, and move in alignment with your values. Because, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there with no values, no morals, no principles. And if you're not moving on your own accord, you're moving on theirs. And that's when you start to match energy. That's when you start to entertain things that you have no business entertaining. Okay? As you evolved, the right people, the right opportunities, and the right environment will align with your path. Okay? Make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are going in the same direction as you. And if you can't find any, you need to become one. Become your best friend for the journey. Become who you need to complete that journey. Because guess what? Right now, the person you are isn't capable of that. The person that you are right now is not capable of doing what it is that you want to do. And I don't know if anyone told you yet. Right? And don't get mad at me because somebody else should have told you. You're not there yet. That's why you don't got it yet. But that is okay. Right? Because we all have a choice. Right? That's our decision. And maybe right now you're not making the best decisions. That is okay. I don't always make the right decisions. I make mistakes. We all do. We're all human. Okay? But understanding that those mistakes don't define us. Our decisions don't define us. Right? We are the result of the decisions that we constantly make. And it's okay if you make a mistake every now and then. It's all right. It's not the end of the world. But understand that you need to prioritize your peace. And in doing so, you'll start to disassociate with a lot of things that don't serve you. Okay? So practicing pausing before you react to anything. Reflect. Ask yourself, is this helping me or is this harming my peace? And if the answer is yes, it's helping you, continue on. If you feel like it's compromising you and it's costing you your peace, let it go. No matter what it is, no matter who it is, nothing is worth your peace. But I know this one might be tough. And it's real difficult, right? Facing the truth is real difficult sometimes. I know there's a lot of people that run from the reality, but we all need a reality check every once in a while, okay? So if this is you, I hope that you apply something that you learned to help you better your situation, to help you become better. Because I genuinely want that for you. I genuinely want what's best for you. Okay? And if this isn't you, but you know it's someone, you know there's someone in your life that might be living like this, that might experience, that might struggle with prioritizing their peace and being so reactive to others and blaming everybody else for the decisions that they make. Share this with them. Send this to them. Right? Watch it with them. Talk about it. Okay? But as I wrap up the episode, and again, I thank you all for just watching this. You the best. I appreciate every bit of engagement because it's not easy. It's not easy to stay locked in, stay focused, and to complete something like this. So I appreciate every bit of engagement from all of you. It really is so dope to be able to do this. But if you like this episode, do not forget to like this, all right? Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, share with a friend, with a colleague, with a family member, with a significant other, with your principals, with your old coaches. Share it with somebody, right? We want to try to grow this community as much as possible, right? Because Raise the Vibes, we are here. We're here to stay and we're not going anywhere, all right? So when you have a moment, Make sure you head over to the website, www.raisethevibesllc.com, and join our community. It is completely free, okay? So you can go on there, join as a gold member, and you'll be able to network with a community of like-minded individuals like yourself that are focused on becoming the best version of themselves, okay? So yeah, if this episode resonated with you, leave me a comment, shoot me a message on Instagram, DM me, share with a friend, whatever it is that you need to do, right? Someone might need a little boost, and this might be that boost for them. So let's keep spreading those positive vibes and helping each other evolve. But that's it for today. I'm Jevon, Mr. Raise the Vibes, signing out, and I will see you on the next episode.